talk about physical wellness this week. Let's do a 4-part series. Let's do physical this week. Let's do mental next week. Emotional the week after. And let's finish out the year on our energetic well-being.
Sounds good, Prof.
Yeah, beautiful. So physical well-being, man. Let's jump into that. Because we've got a state change program coming up in January as well, which would be great.
Are we starting?
Yeah, I like it. See, a sneaky little devil. Did you like that?
I could sort of tell you were trying to do that, but you didn't do the intro. So how do people know that the podcast has begun?
Because they heard our voices.
Fair enough.
It starts because I started at the editing room. Beautiful. So we're throwing you off a little bit. I like it. We've got to do different things.
I'm just trying to see if me pretending to be thrown off will throw you off.
Oh, we're gonna play some games. I like it, man. Got to keep it interesting.
Welcome to the podcast. As Mike said, we're going to be talking about and guiding you guys for the next 4 weeks over the 4 states of being, like the 4 things that we discuss in our state change program, because we've got a state change program coming up. January 12th, we kick off the next round. A good way to kick off the new year, you know. How people love that. New year, new you. New Year's resolutions and all that jazz. And an opportunity for you guys to start the new year strong.
And jump into that energy too.
Yeah.
Jump into that energy. It's a lot. I think it can be so poo-pooed now, like, like it's so cliched, like, jump in the new year, starting the thing. Well, I look at it as if there's an opportunity, there's an energy around that's, and you have some girth within your loins to go, I'm going to make a little difference here today, and I'm going to actually, change something. Like go into that, like totally. Fall into that.
For sure.
Look, it doesn't matter if it's the 10th year and you bail out a few weeks after, like, make the start, and learn something each time and make it a little bit more consistent each time.
We don't want to stop starting.
No.
Because if you stop starting, then you never
have the opportunity.
Yeah, never have the opportunity. If you give up on yourself, then you've given up on life and living. So don't give up on yourself this year, guys. Allow yourself to jump into the program. So, like, join the show notes, join the community, because we will be sort of starting off the introduction into that in the new year, probably on the 1st, 2nd, something along those times. Mike won't be, because he'll be still retreating and looking after himself and in self-care for the year. But I'll be there.
You'll be there.
I'll be there launching it.
You'll be dancing. It's all good. It'll be well launched before. It'll just turn on.
Totally. So physical state well-being. Let's start with that.
Physical's where I started, man. And I think we've spoken about this before. I've spoken to you. I think this is a theory of mine that when you want to make some shift and change into yourself, physical is where you first got to start. It's like that first segment where you can take some action and you can start to, move a little bit more in your body. You can start to shift a little bit what's going into your body. You can shift and change what you're absorbing and digesting through your listening, eyes, watching, absorbing all the things. And that can set you on a little path to start moving a little bit deeper. But I think physical is
it's the round we play in.
It's perfectly put, brother.
It's the round that we play in, and with working with so many people, it's like that's the thing that people are more often than not looking for, is like the physical gratification. It's like a physical shift or a physical change, because it's actually something tangible. Like you can't track a mindset shift. Like externally.
Yeah, you can't flex a mindset and be like, oh, it's bigger than what it was 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, totally. It's more of a way in which you choose to show up, a way in which other people may start to see you show up, or maybe different through the physical actions that you do take. But people do look for like a tangible shift. And quite often, when I would see it with clients, working with clients, whenever there was like a weight loss, there was always more motivation. Because most people who are on a journey of physical health use like that as a metric, and not to say that it's good, bad, or otherwise, but it's just something that I notice. Is that's what most people are looking for, is that physical shift in themselves, because there's the confidence that comes with it, there's the gratification that comes with it, there's the enhanced and minted self-confidence, and then for most people it's like the real shifts are the shift in their mindset, the shift in the way in which they see themselves, the shift in the choices and the actions that they make that essentially result in a physical change.
And it's the thing, you're right, you can look in the mirror or you can look at the scale and it can read back to you in real time. You can see that the suffering that you're working, or the sacrifice that you're making, you can see the shift and the change in it, like it's staring back at you. So you're right. It's like, you have a little less belly, or maybe I got a little
More muscle.
bit of tone in my muscles, and I'm feeling better, and that goes down to the self-worth is based on image thing. But that's the world we live in now.
Totally. That's the judgments that I have on myself.
Correct. I'm exactly the same. I look at myself, but that gives me the drive and the energy to make some shift and change.
But
That's
exactly the same thing. You know? So if we look at that, and it's not like from a sort of judgmental place. It's just like, you see yourself. You're like, okay, cool. Like I know what I look like when I look at my best. I know what I look like when I don't. And it's like the physical view of yourself can be like a subtle reminder of like, okay, I actually need to start looking after myself a little bit more.
And then you put 100%, and I do. And then what I do as well is I reflect on my emotional state and my mental state. And generally, if my body's not where I know it can be not at its ultimate best, because you can't hold it right there, but I know where it sits and where it's in a good spot. And then generally, my emotional capacity and my mental capacity are slightly off track a little bit too, or one is and one is, one of the things. There's it's just a slight misjustment, but then it gives me the ability to reflect on, is there a bigger thing that I'm actually working on that needs my attention, more of my attention than I can to sacrifice the physical part right now, because I know I'm going to pick that back up once this other thing, and so it just gives me a good understanding base of where my center point is. And then it helps me depose the hierarchical level of things and my sacrifices within whatever realms.
It's got to be so hard to manage your energy levels. I'm so glad I have so much more energy than you. It takes energy to manage your energy.
Yeah.
It's such a funny thing. I'm just like, I can just keep going. Let's keep going until I like explode, and then I'm like, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'll repair myself. So the physical people. So many different aspects of physical health, brother. And we've started off looking at like the physical realm. And for a lot of people, that is like such an important thing. Because it builds so much confidence and like feeling comfortable, safe, and secure in your own body. And it's like, you're probably right, man. There is like a lot of negative like connotations around a desire to look and feel good these days, because there's so much like judgment on like needing to accept yourself even if you're not feeling comfortable and safe, or find it a struggle too. Such a juxtaposed position the world has placed itself in, isn't it? But I mean, in saying that, it's like weight is not the only aspect of physical health to consider. There's so many different aspects to it, understanding your nervous system and stresses, and the quality of the food that you're intaking, even your access to quality food and the ability to afford it. Now, I know for myself right now in this period and point in time, I can't make the choices I used to make with quality of food, because the quality of food and food prices are just so much more expensive these days. So we've got 2 mortgages. 100%,
and this is what I'm talking about. It's these positions that you see yourself, and then physical's just a really good mirror to go. I'm. It's always the sacrifice is the physical. It's always the sacrifice. So you've got to keep on your game. How long are you going to keep sacrificing it for the thing?
Oh, for sure.
And it's like. Our body's so powerful and divine. Totally. It'll hold on for 70 years.
It's extremely resilient, and even like my bad day is 10 times better than someone's
100%, because it's not necessarily about curating your ceilings, it's actually curating your floors.
Yeah, totally.
And when your floor, I'm the same. I think, I haven't done that good like this week, I'll be on the road, and then I do reflect, and I'm like, actually, I don't eat fast food, like
I ain't alcoholic.
And drinking alcohol. Most of my the worst thing I'm eating is a piece of lolly cake a couple of times during the week.
You fat shit. Piece of crap.
Or maybe I'm like, I got some chicken tenders that have been deep fried from this thing, but it's all protein.
Do you know what I got from the dairy yesterday?
What?
A roll up.
Good God, man. I haven't even heard that word for decades.
I know.
What flavour did you get?
I went in and bought a blue packet of Rizzlers because we were going to do some slacklining, and I had $1 left over, and there was roll-ups, single purchase roll-ups.
No way. Did they still have the white plastic thing on there?
Yeah, still with the white plastic.
What?
Van had never tried one.
And did you
before.
like bite it and then pull it and stretch it, and then like snap off?
I remember I used to take my teeth out with those things, like purposefully.
Wow. Yeah,
It was
man.
great. Interlude. Anyway, back to...
I love that. Roll-ups. But there's a perfect example, man, of just still not being dogmatic and being like, I'm choosing to have a childhood experience by buying this roll-up.
100%. When
Is it going to kill you? No, it's not.
No, definitely not.
But if you ate it every day, it will slowly kill you.
For sure.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. But it's what do you think's been the biggest shift and change in your physical state? Whether that's become your flaw or your kind of no-win middle ground over the last few years.
I don't know. I've got a real challenging ceiling to compare myself to. Like being a boxer for 7 years, like that was like peak physical condition for so long. And being an amateur boxer, because we would like fight all throughout the year, you constantly had to be in shape. So that was literally like a 4-year period, 2-year off, and then like another 3-year period of that. So it's like it's my ceiling so hard to compare to. And I do fall into comparison of that sometimes because it's like I'm a completely different person. I'm fucking nearly 7 years older than when I had my last fight. Plus I'm also 20 kgs heavier. So it's like
You've gone up a couple of classes, man.
there's a few classes going up. But I think it's like a different goal. And like my goal's like constantly shifting because that's just... the way in which my mind works. I get bored really easy, especially when it comes to working out, so I'll like constantly switch up what a focus is. Like I'll put myself through like a 4-week cycle of something, and then I'll focus for 4 weeks more on like HIIT stuff, or then I'll do like more mobility stuff. But at the moment I'm focusing just on putting on more muscle mass, because we create these really good testosterone boosting pills. So I'm just giving it a crack to see what I can do. Yeah. So ceiling, I mean floor, I don't know, man. It's not that bad, realistically. I just have sweets and treats every now and then.
Yeah.
That's it. And like, I drunk at a wedding, and before that, I hadn't drunk for months. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, it's as you say, it's not too bad.
No, not
actually,
at all.
not even not too bad. It's absolutely.
Our floor is some people's ceiling, and
good.
That can be the challenging thing, I suppose. And it's just like I've been doing it for so long; it's just so natural. And it's like even though I don't have the finances to put into food now, because I've educated myself and people on nutrition for so long, it's like I know like the little hacks on like how to get more phytonutrients and like minerals and things like that. And so it's like at the moment we're just eating lots of like sweet potato, lots of like leafy greens, lots of berries, because there's like such a plethora of nutrients and antioxidants in it. And like focusing on like I'll have eggs and toast for breakfast, and then I'll have some fruit and yogurt and nuts and seeds, because I know they're cheap, easy, convenient, and like covering off like a real diverse range of nutrients.
Cool.
And it's like that doesn't cost much. So yeah, but like no fancy health trends at the moment.
Yeah, nothing fancy, nothing on trend either. Eh? It's just how you feel, because that's what it comes down to. It's not what it comes down to, but one of the big positions here is everyone's so different, and you've just got to try and have the courage to be able to be flexible. Trying things doesn't work, knowing that things could be seasons as well, and and then whatever fits your lifestyle.
And I think, as you say, as long as you don't become dogmatic about it.
I think as long as you're just getting in the movement, as long as you get the movement in, a few times a week, like it's about booking the appointment with yourself as much, and that's what I've realized. It's about getting to the appointment with yourself as much as it is about the movement as well.
And that's what James Clear actually speaks about in Atomic Habits. And it was like one of the things that I'd always put into clients is like, book it and put it in your calendar, because if you say you're going to do something, you're only 10% likely to do it. If you say how many times and the day you're going to do it, you're like 30% more likely to do it. If you say the date and time you're going to do it, you're actually 70% more likely to do it. So if I'm like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays from 6 till 7 I'm going to go to the gym, then you're actually more than likely, like you're 70% more likely to do it than just be like, I'm going to start going to the gym.
Cool. It's a great tip.
And then it's actually about getting in the habit of the habit. So it's like, if you can't make it for the hour you're trying to do it for, and you've only got 15 minutes, well then go for 15 minutes and get in the habit of sticking with habits. Because that's actually the biggest habit we have to overcome, is like doing the things that we say we're going to do, not actually just like doing the things that we not just doing the things, but it's actually just falling in the habit of doing the things we say we're going to do.
I've been the last few weeks I've just been feeling really heavy and anxiousness and flowing in and out, but it's all been beautiful gifts that it's leading me to be more open and seeing parts and shadows of myself. But what I sat with this morning as I was driving to the gym was, and then we had all these beautiful meetings today, and just things are still happening, and there's a really big lesson I'm going through right now, that is, you just turn up and do the thing regardless of how you feel. You may not do it at 100%, you may not but it's never always going to be that way, the way that you feel. And so now you're riding the highs, but you're not empowering the lows. It's just, you're still doing the thing. And so this is where I was driving this morning and I was like, yeah, cool, like I'm proud I'm going,
Well, imagine if we only ever did the things we wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, because it can, obviously, with an amazing life and living in constant gratitude, the happy, easier air quote times are much longer. But as we go through seasons, it's still not missing out on the growth of your life just because you're going through the season, or there's parts of self that are wanting to be seen and heard at a particular time. You're ready to deal with it now, or whatever it is, and so you're not getting wiped out. So you're still building your resiliency and your habits and your courage, but you're also not kicking yourself in the balls if there's a couple of days that you do miss it, when you're not flying so high, where you're like, I'm on point and I'm getting it. Shit's easy when you're on point, right? And if you're getting into these flows of like, okay, it's feeling a bit tougher now, so not kicking yourself so much in the balls or in the nuts when it doesn't happen, but just going, cool, I'm going to dust off and I'll pick up and I'll just go. And now I'm creating, as you say, the habit of the habit.
Accepting the natural flows of life.
Yeah. So that was a little drop in this morning.
Love it. So physical well-being, I mean, so many different aspects, and we've touched on so many in the podcast. I'm sure the people that are listening have heard us talk about it, and even in the state change program, it's like there's so many different aspects that we like to educate people on, but one of the big things is that bio-individuality, knowing, understanding those seasons. And it's really cool actually, because it's like, it actually gives a lot of people permission to be like, oh fuck, alright, so this health journey is actually about me listening to my body and like understanding seasons and realizing that I don't need to be going on full revs all the time. And that in itself can create so much space for people, because they're like, oh wait, no, this is a unique journey. Oh wait, no, this is mine. Okay, cool. If I don't like something, I don't actually need to do it. I can actually just follow what's enjoyable, what I find fun in, and what works into your lifestyle and personality. Because we're not all made to go to the gym, nor personally designed to.
And I've got to a point, it's been like this the last couple of years, it's not high on my enjoyable scale anymore.
See, I love it, I love it because
I did it for so long and so many years.
Yeah, but I've done it since I was 18 as well.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a time in my life I haven't gone.
Yeah.
Because I just enjoy it. I enjoy the way it makes me feel, and that's the motivator for me. Do I want to go every day? Nah, not at all. Yeah. Definitely not. This morning I was like tired, my body was all achy, and I was like dehydrated because I went to the sauna and didn't rehydrate myself yesterday. I'm like groggy and my head hurts, and I'm like, but I still go. Because it's like, I know I'll feel better afterwards, even if it's, as you say, lackluster.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's good, man. Physical. There's a whole lot of change, of movement, of input, output, and then it can move into what you're absorbing on your phones and things as well. News, if you whatever you're watching, It's got a big part and process of, well, because your mental health and your emotional health runs from that. So if that starts to diminish, then your physical obviously takes a dive as well. It's all interconnected.
It is.
So that's what we'll do, is a 4-part process on this.
So physical health, baby. So in the state change program, we go into so many different aspects. We talk about the breath, we talk about sleep, we talk about movement, we talk about nutrition, and really just building up these frameworks so that you can like build your own health and well-being journey and have that sort of space to ask questions and sort of look at things holistically. You know, it's not about losing weight, it's not about optimizing muscle, but it's just about having like that education, understanding, and community so that you can thrive a little bit more on your own personal journey. And it's quite cool, like, because there's such a plethora of people that join, and they're all in different aspects of their health journey. You know, some people this might be the first time they've done a program, some people it might be like the 20th time they've done a program. So it's like, it's so cool because there's all of these different people just working together. And even like people that have more experience in different realms, always sharing and giving advice. And yeah, love it. Absolutely love it.
It's so good. And the people that stick with it and people that really go into it and go all through the 4 parts and finish off with the rebirth at the end, they get a lot out of it. And the space that the program that we've created, it just gives you the ability to potentially hear something in a new way. Or hear an idea, or give you permission to try a different way of being, feeling, doing, whatever you want to put as your noun there, and just be in a supportive group with an environment of people who are trying other things as well.
That's probably the best part.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It fills our cup up.
Oh, for sure.
So come and join, because you're helping us.
Yeah.
Feel better.
Don't do it for you, do it for me and mine.
Love it. Team, beautiful. Thank you for listening. We've got 3 more episodes that we're going to do this year before we finish out the year, which we finish on episode 99, and then we start off the new year a month later with episode 100. So we'll do something special for that, because we'll have some time for that one.
Totally.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
It'll be fun.
Cool little milestone.
It is a dope little milestone.
It is. Something, you want to talk about consistency. This has been consistent for coming up literally 2 years now.
Totally. It's dope.
Beautiful. So team, thank you so much. We'll see you same bat time, same bat channel next week.
Sure.